Welcome to Seize the Mains by Malhotra's IS Academy. I am Surbhi Sardana and this is Season 3 of our Daily Answer Writing Initiative. This initiative is continuously running in coordination with our website for the past 100 days, or in fact more than that. What this initiative is about is to teach you to develop your skills, to enhance your skills for answer writing in civil services mains examination. The special part is this initiative is entirely free of cost, and it is not just one-way interaction that you keep reading our answers and you keep watching these videos. No, it's not like that. What happens here is a very special thing. You go to our website rajisacademy.com. Here in the mains answer writing section, you see a list of questions and you post your answer to any of the questions that appear on our website. Now, after you have posted your question in the comment section as a picture or as a typed answer, our team will take next 48 hours to evaluate your answer and respond back with their feedback. Feedback, comprehensive marks out of 15 or out of 10, whatever the question carries the marks. Also, they will give you comments, detailed comments about how you need to improve your answer writing skills. And this entire initiative runs free of cost. You just have to coordinate with our website in the mains answer writing section. The link to our website is given in the description below. I recommend that you post answers to the question that we are discussing today or the latest questions that we discuss, so that we can evaluate your answers as soon as possible. Also, you have a choice to go back to our website to the previous question and then check then post your answers. So the question for today is India and relations of UK. See, a question has been made with respect to India and UK because in the weekly current affairs session today that was taken by Miss Snigdha with regards to international relations, she discussed India-UK relations in detail. So with regards to that, we have formed a question and we will see how to address the question, how to frame an answer for this particular question. So the question is, describe the nature of India-UK relations. What potential benefits do the recent developments of an Indian origin person being elevated as the Prime Minister of UK hold with respect to strengthening the ties between the two nations? Answer in 250 words. Let's see this question again. What is this question demanding from you? The second statement appears to be extremely long and confusing. Let's see what is the actual demand of the question. The first directive is describe. Describe the nature of India-UK relations. So you have to talk about the nature of India-UK relations. When you talk about India-UK relations, you can talk about economic cooperation, defense, geopolitical cooperation, anything like that. But don't forget that this directive asks you to describe the nature. So 1, 2, 3 lines have to be about the nature of relations of both the nations also. Then the next one is, what potential benefits do the recent developments of an Indian origin person being elevated or becoming the person of Prime Minister of becoming the PM of UK hold? What are the potential benefits for the ties between or the relations between India and United Kingdom? दोनों countries को क्या फायदा होगा with respect to the strengthening of ties or strengthening of relations by having a PM sitting in UK Parliament who comes from an Indian origin background or is himself of Indian origin? So what can be the potential benefits for the relations of both the countries? Now this second part has been added because this has been talked about a lot in editorials in various newspapers lately. In the past 1 week, editorials have at least one editorial on a daily basis in every newspaper has been about India and UK and what potential benefits does this new PM or Indian origin hold for India. So a question has been framed with regards to that. Again, it will test your understanding and your intellect. The first part is pretty objective. You have to highlight what are India-UK relations about and describe their nature in brief. The second part would test what you choose to write in your answer and what you choose to avoid, because there is a lot going on in the newspapers. So let's see how do we start this answer. The answer thankfully is for 250 words, so we have some more words available as compared to a 150 word answer. As usual, what we will do is we'll start our answer with an Introduction. And introduction, we always write introductions in relation to the question. Question में जिस चीज़ की बात हुई है उसके बारे में हम लोग introduction में थोड़ा सा description देते हैं. Just like you describe a new topic to a friend or to a classmate or a sibling, anybody. Then we'll move on to talk about the relations or the nature of India-UK relations. Now, what in the introduction do you think you can write? In India-UK के बारे में आप क्या लिख सकते हैं यहाँ पर? So, the good idea is to start with a definition अगर कोई concept पूछा गया है. Now, here no concept has been asked. So, what would you write about India and UK? What you can write about is the broad nature of relationship that India and UK have had. So, India and UK are bound by strong ties of history and culture thanks to colonialism. India's multifaceted bilateral relationship with the UK intensified with its upgradation to a strategic partnership in 2004. So our relationship was upgraded to strategic partnership in 2004, and since that time till today. So now today India has become a major economic power, that is very true, and it is a highly valued strategic partner for the UK. So here briefly you have described the nature of India-UK relations, the historical nature. You started with, you talked about the historical ties, and now you have come to the present. Now elaborate on this point that say India-UK relations were elevated to a comprehensive strategic partnership recently, that is in 2021, based on a shared commitment towards not just economy part has been highlighted here, based on a shared commitment towards democracy, fundamental freedoms and multilateralism. There are not many countries in the world which are based on these three values, that is democracy, fundamental freedoms and multilateralism. So these terms are important to make your introduction very strong. Then straight away what you can do is, here you have described the nature of relationship. Now also you need to expand this part, you need to write some points with regards to the specific relation between India and UK. So say that the following areas describe the nature of collaboration between the two nations. So in our introduction we have the linkage point itself. Whatever linkage point you have seen on the screen, that would be assimilated in the introduction itself. Secondly, we move to our body paragraph 1. This will address your describe part. Describe India-UK relations. So we'll address this here. Now let's move on. So the content here or the content in our answers is very expansive, because we also aim to provide you good amount of information so that one topic of yours gets comprehensively covered. But don't be misled. Here I'll tell you how to take an approach that will let you finish your answer in 250 words itself. So our introduction and linkage point, they are fine, they do not have to be cut short. Now in the body paragraph, first of all talk about the economic ties. Economic ties में आप क्या लिख सकते हैं? You can talk about exports, you can talk about imports, and what are the services are we exporting to UK and what are we importing from there. So Indian exports, if you can remember the figure, they stood at 9.43 billion, and imports are at around $6.58 billion. So if you can remember this figure, well and good. Otherwise, write about some of the things that we are exporting. So India's main exports to the UK include ready-made garments, textiles, gems, jewelry, engineering goods, petroleum products, transport equipment, spices, pharmaceuticals and marine products. You can as well end your answer here. If you want to write, you can write about the imports also. Make sure that you write just 3-4 imports and use the word etc. after that, because you do not have that much word limit here. So imports are semi-precious stones, precious and semi-precious stones, ore and metal scraps, engineering goods, very important, chemicals and machinery. And in the services sector, the UK is the largest market in Europe, in the entire Europe for Indian IT services. And Europe, I'm talking in context of the geography, not the polity. After Brexit, UK is not a part of European Union. So in Europe continent, it is the biggest market for India for its IT services. India majorly software engineers या IT services provide करता है. So this concludes your economy part, economic relation. The second is environmental partnerships. Now if a relationship has to be good, it has to move towards a good cause as well in the future. एक value based cause होना चाहिए दो nations के बीच में जिसकी तरफ वो काम कर सके. So it's not just economy or trade. There is a Climate Finance Leadership Initiative, CFLI, which was launched in 2021 to support climate and green energy projects in India. You can read about this in detail from our updated answer on the website tomorrow. But yes, talk about the environmental aspect also. The third is defense and security. So UK wants to have strong hold in the Indo-Pacific region, and India is a strong power. So China is not somebody UK has very good relations with. China के साथ अच्छे relations नहीं है. Plus China is also a hostile neighbor for India. So what UK is doing is UK is strengthening India's position in the Indian Ocean and the Indo-Pacific region, so that at the back of it UK can also get that strength from India. So defense and security form key elements of India-UK relationship with special focus on research and development and joint industrial cooperation to develop advanced defense capabilities. They are strengthening collaboration in tackling new threats, for example in the cyberspace related to artificial intelligence, counter-terrorism, maritime domains, and all these add to the economic partnership. Economic partnership was our first point. This defense and security is our third point. Also there is a naval exercise called Konkan that takes place between UK and Indian Navy. So you can mention about that also, that Konkan is our regular exercise with regards to defense and security. India and UK also shared an enhanced partnership in science. So environment we have talked about. Now we have to talk about research and development also, education also. A lot of students from India, they move to universities in the United Kingdom to avail opportunities in higher education and for a better standard of living. They go there, they settle there, and recently UK has UK has relaxed visa policies for Indian students. So India and UK also share an enhanced partnership in science, tech, education, research and information. Promoting collaboration in AI, the two countries together aim to deliver economic and social benefits to both nations. You can talk about education here separately if you want to add one line, but this much content is enough for this part. And finally, both the countries are working towards a vision 2047 for shared security and prosperity for the people and the world, for their own people and for the rest of the world. This would be a comprehensive document in which not only economic partnership and security would be enhanced, but basic prosperity for both the countries that would be seen. So these were the static points. These were the static points with relation to current affairs, which have been, which have been the bottom line for India and UK relations. Now comes a PM who is of Indian origin. Now what can change or what can get better? We'll talk about what can get better, and in one line we'll also talk about what are the challenges in the way of any Prime Minister or any political leader who wants to strengthen India and UK ties. So don't write names in your answers. Avoid to write names of political leaders, because that gives a very shallow approach to your answer or shallow outlook to your answer. Use that the political developments in UK, or just write down the PM of UK or the political leadership of UK. Use such terms. Do not write names directly. The political developments in UK have raised new expectations with respect to the bilateral ties. So this is important. Now this is giving a turn to your answer, that now you're talking about new expectations or what you think would be the potential benefits. Some of the areas of potential benefits have been listed below. So first one is free trade agreement between India and UK. It has to be materialized. Free trade agreement से आपका जो economic aspect है वो strong हो जाएगा. UK will be able to send its products at a cheaper rate in India after its ties or relations being strained with China. India is the market that UK wants. India में UK अपने products भेजना चाहता है ताकि यहाँ पर जो there is a rise of middle class happening. There is a lot of mass consumption that is happening in India thanks to the population, thanks to the number of people we have in our country. So whatever is sent, whether it's electrical goods, gems and jewelry, that is consumed, and UK looks at India as a potential market. So India UK FTA is very important. It will not just benefit United Kingdom, it would also help India. Let's see how. So a free trade agreement between India and the UK is expected to enhance economic growth and prosperity by increasing import, yes, from UK, and export flows also. Increasing investment flows, both inward and both outward. Investment would be increased in India. We'll see more industries coming to India, more jobs being created, more manufacturing happening in the country. Enhancing productivity through a more efficient allocation of resources. More productivity would be there and greater openness to international competition. So now India has been accused of, stepping back from RCEP and other trade agreements. So for RCEP we have been blamed a lot at the international level. So if a free trade agreement, a good free trade agreement can be reached between India and UK, then this will be this international competition, India would have a stronghold there. This talks about Indian markets for transport. The UK is keen to gain access to Indian markets for transport equipment, electrical equipment, everything that UK wants to export to the country. These points can be assimilated also. The second point can be written as an example also. The first one talks about free trade agreement specifically and the main benefits. This one talks about the benefit for UK. So this is the potential benefit. Also, then there is the permanent seat at UN Security Councils. So the United Kingdom has already supported India's claim to the permanent seat of UN Security Council. UK has said it has supported India that yes, United Nations Security Council does not represent the current conditions of the geopolitical times. So it does not represents a power imbalance. So in like 1940s, when Security Council permanent membership was allotted to 5 countries, we are like 60-70 years ahead of that, and now there should be a change in the constitution of Security Council, and UK supports India's claim for permanent membership. And obviously if we have a PM of Indian origin, the claims of India could be supported even more. That is something we can hope for. But you cannot write that directly, because somebody's from India or somebody's parents are from India, then India will have a more support. Just say indirectly that the UK already supports India's proposal for permanent membership of UNSC and is also an important interlocutor for India and European Union, G8, G20 and the global context. Hence, India's geopolitical interest would benefit. This is how you will write indirectly. You will not say that with the coming of this incoming Prime Minister, India will get a boost. No. The next one is continuing, the next one talks about defense and security. Basically, the way I explained you that in India, in Indo-Pacific region, UK wants to increase its influence. Secondly, we have hostile neighbors like China. So yes, UK has supported us in the past as well, technically also, and on the as a soft power also. So that ways UK has been always there for our support. Now Roadmap 2030 has already set the stage for political leaders who will now be responsible to implement this ambitious strategic agenda. So the last point talks about defense and security. Make sure that you read the entire answer on our website to get more clarity about it. But yes, it is in the interest of both the countries to have stronger ties with each other. So this area will see potential strengthening. So in the conclusion, what you should be writing, just think about a conclusion. You've talked about India-UK relations. The second one is you've talked about how they can be strengthened and how they are expected to be strengthened. So in the conclusion, either you can write about 1 or 2 challenges, but if you look at the last line here, we have written about some challenge that yes, whatever roadmap 2030 is there or vision 2047, whatever would be framed, that would be a political roadmap. How it is implemented will depend on the political leaders, not just in the United Kingdom, but in India as well. So this is a hidden challenge that you've talked about. You can write about it in the next line as well as a separate challenge, and then write your conclusion that as both nations share common security and economic concerns, deepened partnerships between the two will prove beneficial for both. The elevation of an Indian origin person as the PM of UK brings immense hope. That is something you will write, and you cannot be very precise about future here, because For both the nations, with a whole new set of circumstances, India and Britain should recognize that they both need each other to achieve their larger goals. So these are 3 lines for the conclusion. You can cut them short to 2 as well, or you can increase them to 4 as well. But make sure that whatever facts and content that you're putting out there, that just finishes in around 220 to 230 words, maximum 250 words, not more than that. Otherwise there is a penalty or a negative marking for that. Also, if you just started writing answers, don't worry about the word limit. Yes, whatever feedback we are giving to you on our website, they will cut your marks for breaching word limit, but you just started. So write the answers, get comfortable with them, and after that you should be good to go. You will get a very good score on mains. Take care. The website will, the answer on the website would be uploaded tomorrow. Wait for the answer. By the time, try to write your own answer, or in fact take clues from this one. I'll see you tomorrow with another Seized Mains discussion.